Okay. So I think we'll still get another couple people coming in, but let's get started. So we have our beautiful warm-up in Canvas, just 2 questions, should be easy. We'll go over that. We're going to finish our presentation on environment and natural systems. We are going to work on our projects. Black History Meets Technology. Oh, there's a live one. Oh, there's a good point. And Nemirsky. Okay. So we're going to do our warm-up. We're going to finish the environment and natural systems presentation. We are going to work on our projects. Thank you. I've already gotten about 20 ideas for who people want to work on, and most seem excellent. Ideally, do try and focus on Black innovator inventors that are, technology, engineering, science, medicine. I'm getting a couple outliers. My feeling is if you desperately want to do a Black History project on someone other than a technologist, see if you can spot some aspect of their life that had technology in it. Like somebody wanted to do Jesse Owens. I think the timing of things back then was interesting. I want you to enjoy your project. So find the person that means something to you. Due today is your worksheet saying who you want to work on, okay? So ideally that has 3 people on it, and then you've narrowed it down to 1. Ideally, do tell me a little about your 3 people. I'll show you an example. What is homework is our environment and natural systems vocab. That is due tomorrow. Yes, this week is very strange. Black History Meets Technology project is going to be due on the 22nd, which I believe is next Tuesday, okay? So you have a week to finish up these projects, so it should be plenty of time. I'm going to give you time in class. Our objective or goal is that you will be breaking down the differences between the environment and natural systems, applying the engineering design process to our Black history biographies as we develop them. Okay. Make sure I'm back in here. Yeah. This is something I want to go over. In theory, this was emailed to all your parents and you, I believe. This is the equipment distribution. So anybody whose names end in S through Z, in theory, need to have your parents or you go by Blair today between 8:30 and 4 to pick up a bag of materials. This is what a bag of materials looks like, okay? Tomorrow, Wednesday, oh, there's Mr. Guzman. Guzman? Tomorrow, Wednesday, is M through S. Thursday is E through L. Friday is A through D. If for some reason you do not get your fabulous bag this week, there is a makeup on Monday. Anybody who has not gotten their bags during the week this week can pick up their bags on Monday, again, 8:30 to 4. You need your bags to do your projects. With luck, the students in my class last semester may still have their bags from the first distribution. So let me just describe some of the things in here. You get graph paper, you get a big sheet of plain paper, you've got a ruler, you've got straws, you've got craft sticks, toothpicks, brass brads. How do we lose Brian? And all kinds of stuff. So these are all, and let me check. Now that's crazy. Of course, my bag doesn't have the one thing it needs for this project. That's scary. I'm not finding my marble. Okay. hang on, I've got people coming in. Okay, so that should have all your supplies in it. All right, we are going to be doing more hands-on projects for this semester. So we are starting out with our fabulous Rube Goldberg. We are going to be making a Rube Goldberg marble run, okay? But we will get to work on that after this project. But you need your bags of supplies because we are hopefully going to be making a bunch of fun hands-on projects this quarter, okay? So my students last semester only did slide projects for the most part. So this will be fun for us. All right, like one of the cool things that we should be able to do is make a geodesic dome, or make half a geodesic dome. But see, these use the straws and the little brass brads to hold together the intersections of the straws. You will be able to make this. All right. So it says, when you go to pick up your supplies, please bring a sheet of paper with the student's ID number and first and last name printed on it, ideally big letters, bold, and a Sharpie or something. You will display the paper inside your vehicle, put it up on the dashboard. The people on the curb are going to read that and then grab your bag based on your name and ID. If you have any materials from MBHS, Montgomery Blair High School, like textbooks, cameras, musical instruments, etc., please place all of those belongings in a bag with your name and student ID written on it. And I'm guessing you're giving those back to school. Students who walk up or arrive by other means, such as bicycles, should report to the doors in front of the SAC. I'm hoping everyone knows what that is because I am not sure since I rarely get to go to school. Please maintain social distancing, wear a mask, and look for tape on the ground to see where to stand. Please do not go directly to the tables until directed by a staff member. So all this week, we will be distributing fabulous bags of supplies packed with my own little fingers. I'm telling you, we work very hard on this. Okay, I am going to, I'm going to stop sharing and we'll look at our warm-up, okay? Get back in here. Righty. All right, this time I can look at our warm-up because I made it. All right, so in Fabulous FOT 216, our warm-up right here on top. Go ahead and open it up. I am going to preview and we will see what our knowledge base is. Okay. Question 1. You can answer in the chat. If I don't get any answers, I am going to the spinner. Oh yes, everybody loves the spinner. I do. It makes me feel like I'm on a game show. It's really quite silly. No, I don't need period 7. I need period 8. Oh, and I don't need Facebook either. Go away. There we go. Okay. So I'm not seeing any answers yet. How many major types of environments are there on Earth to study and monitor? When we went through our lecture last time, how many major types of environments are there on Earth to study and monitor? What were they saying? Was it 4, 5, 3, or 6? Anyone remember? Ah, 5. That's a brilliant idea. Anybody else? All right, I'm going to go on to the next one and leave this for a moment, okay? So, because they're connected. All right, new question. Which one is not one of the major types of environments on Earth to study and monitor? Is it the ecosphere, the lithosphere, the hydrosphere, the atmosphere, or the troposphere? One of these is not a major type of environment on Earth to study and monitor. Anybody have an idea? I thought the numbers here might indicate something about the numbers in number 1.
Oh yeah, the atmosphere.
Hang on, who's that? Alexander?
No.
What were you thinking?
Atmosphere?
Atmosphere is one of the environments that you can monitor. What I have in there is actually a slice of the atmosphere. Anyone else? Anyone else feeling brave?
Maybe troposphere.
Troposphere, correct. Okay, so atmosphere was very close. So good job, Alex. Troposphere is a slice of the atmosphere. So what we have, our ecosphere is where everything grows. The lithosphere is the rock of our planet, the plates, the earth, the ground. The hydrosphere is the water of our planet, so the oceans, the lakes, the rivers. The atmosphere is the air of our planet, everything above the earth. The troposphere is, I just looked at it, I believe it's the slice of the atmosphere from Earth up to the something sphere. We'll spot it. Okay, but the troposphere is just a layer of that. The 5th major type of environment is the ecosphere, or not the ecosphere, the biosphere. I always get those two confused. The biosphere contains everything, okay? So the biosphere is the overarching piece. Basically, the Earth's biosphere starts at the outer edge of our atmosphere. Our atmosphere is a package of our biosphere. Everything living in planet Earth, all of our systems are inside of that outer layer of the atmosphere. Okay? So coming back up here, the answer is 5. There are 5 types of major environments on Earth to monitor and study. All right? So here we are. I'm just going to quickly go over our fabulous vocabs, since those are due tomorrow. So our first word is environment. Environment may be defined as the surroundings or conditions in which a person, animal, or plant lives or operates. It's your environment, the area around you, okay? Natural system. A natural system is one that exists in nature independent of any human involvement, okay? So a natural system has nothing to do with humans, right? So the canal would not be a natural system, even though natural things live in it, because it was dug by man. The Potomac River is a natural system because it was there before man ever arrived. Okay? Let me pop through these to get us to where we belong. There we are. There's our 5 types of natural environments to study and monitor. Atmosphere is the air, hydrosphere is the water of our planet, the ecosphere is the area in which things live. So from the bottom of the Marianas Trench to the top of Mount Everest involves the ecosphere. Okay. The lithosphere is the rock of our planet, the red hot molten magma. So it is the plates, it is everything that is solid. And the biosphere, as you see, is the overarching sphere. The atmosphere, the ecosphere, the hydrosphere, and the lithosphere all live within the biosphere. The biosphere has everything for our planet. There's Shepsu. Okay. Okay, so 1974, super outbreak of tornadoes. April 3rd, 1974, 148 tornadoes, known together as the super outbreak, wreaked havoc across 13 states. 350 people, 335 people, sorry, died, and more than 6,000 were injured, according to the National Weather Service. The storms destroyed or damaged thousands of homes. Okay. So that is one type of occurrence in our atmosphere. And this is another. Predictions for the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season just got worse. So which one of our spheres are hurricanes and tornadoes happening in? Which environment are hurricanes and tornadoes happening in?
Ecosphere.
Go ahead.
I thought it was ecosphere.
I can't hear you. I think you had it.
Ecosphere.
The bottom of them are in the eco. I should say before the tornado touches down, it's atmosphere. These are wind phenomena. These are storms. Storms are always generated in the atmosphere. They do not come out of the earth. Like hurricanes are actually waves that come off the Sahara Desert. That it's a way that the wind starts spinning going over the Sahara Desert, and when it hits the Atlantic, it starts to pick up and generate stuff. Tornadoes are a whole separate thing out of the Midwest. There are also 5 major types of environments humans put into categories to study and monitor. All right. So focus on these 5 tries to create a balance between the quality of human life and the impacts on Mother Nature. So something that we will be learning in this section of our course is how technology is what humans do that impacts nature the most. The utilization of technology to exploit natural systems and the products of nature is the biggest impact on nature, all right? That is where our biggest pollution comes from, or clear cutting, etc. That we're going to have everyone by the end. Okay. Get back into my nice lecture. All right, the built environment. I'm going to ask this just right off the bat. Does anyone have an idea of what a built environment is? I know you can cheat and just read it off the screen, but I'm asking you anyway. Anybody have an idea of what the built environment consists of? I think you know in your heart. It's an environment that was built by humans. Right. Particularly like at Blair, the built environment is the city. It is Silver Spring. It is Bethesda. It is Washington, D.C. These are man-made environments. When you're walking down the street, you are in a built environment. Built environment is constructed surroundings that provide the setting for human activity, ranging from the large-scale civic surroundings to personal places. So the Washington Monument is a built environment. My study right here in my house is also a built environment, okay? One of the interesting things that I was working on when I worked at the student reporting labs is the idea of things that reduce crime in a built environment. Green space. Don't ask me why. Literally, green space reduces crime. What's another thing? Plantings, like trees. Trees reduce crime. Part of this is in theory because it shows people caring about your neighborhood. That if nobody cares about your neighborhood, if you live in a, I don't want to say a slum, But a neighborhood that is broken down and the sanitation people are not picking up your trash and the houses are dilapidated and nobody's taking care of their lawn, nobody feels like taking care of their lawn. Nobody bothers to bend over and pick up an empty can because there are empty cans everywhere. You lose your civic pride. When people lose pride or affection for their surroundings, that is when things decay. It's sort of like having a good referee at a game. If people are taking care of the surroundings of your neighborhood, people feel more invested in their neighborhood. They feel that they should care about it. If nobody cares about your neighborhood, nobody will take care of it. I have a very bizarre example of this. I went to the Woodstock 1999 concert, and the people who put on that concert did little to nothing to collect the trash or empty the porta potties. So after 2 days, everything was overflowing in terms of the trash and stuff, and people were just throwing stuff everywhere because nobody cared enough to collect the trash. Nobody cared enough to try and create a built environment that actually worked. It's interesting how things degrade when there isn't a good referee. Knowledge environment. The knowledge environment are the social practices, technological and physical arrangements intended to facilitate collaboration, collaborative knowledge building, decision-making, inference, or discovery. The knowledge environment are the social practices, technological, and physical arrangements intended to facilitate collaborative knowledge building, decision-making, inference, and discovery. So the knowledge environment is building our knowledge. The idea that the written word was one of the most important things for helping generation to generation carry on their knowledge. A lot of tribes have oral history, that all their history is passed from one person to the next. And the problem is, if a tree falls on that person, you've lost all your records. There are no written records. So natural environments are all living and non-living things that weren't influenced by man. Make sure to add that. That's a little vague. Natural environments are all living and non-living things not made by man. Social environment is the culture that an individual lives in and the people and institutions with whom they interact. So you guys have two social environments right now, that you have home and you have school. Not that school isn't at home, but think about that. How you act or how you are expected to act at home is not necessarily the same way you are expected to act at school. Typically, school is a little more of a formal environment, that there are expectations to when you talk, when you don't talk, how you turn in your assignments, etc. Where at home, people might say, don't interrupt me, but they're usually not asking you to raise your hand to ask a question. So know that social environments are also environments. It is the culture that an individual lives in, the people and institutions with whom they interact. Physical environment, as in ecology, the world around us. What is physically in my environment? Okay. All right. Here's a good one. Anybody want to volunteer what this is that we're looking at? This is a picture with mountains and an ocean and a lake and a lot of blue arrows and some clouds with little lines coming down. Can anyone tell me what they think this is? It's a system. Rain. What? All right, Stephen.
Water cycle.
Ah, there we go. Isaac has saved the day for us. Perfect. This is the water cycle. Okay. So, like technological systems, natural systems can be very complex, but they are natural systems. They function without anybody's assistance or help. So, the way this works, the water system, warm air carries more water than cold air. Cold air does not carry much water. So it is warm, moist air rising off the surface of the ocean or the land that is carrying water vapor up into the atmosphere. As water vapor rises in the atmosphere cools off. Every 1,000 feet up you go, it's probably a degree of centigrade it will drop in temperature. As water vapor is cooled as it rises, can someone tell me what happens to it? What happens when water vapor rises and cools? Does it stay vapor? Anyone?
Does it crystallize?
What's that?
Does it crystallize? Like, does it get cold?
If it was freezing, it would crystallize. And the same thing, typically there needs to be some nucleus for the water to precipitate out on. It's usually some little bit of dust, and that's what starts an ice crystal. In this case, we are just talking about condensing. Water vapor is perfectly clear. As it goes up and gets cooler, it starts to cool down and the water starts to condense. What that means is it goes from vapor into liquid phase. And it typically does that around some little particle. This is how clouds are made. So the clear vapor rises up, then it condenses and forms a cloud. That where water starts to condense is called the dew point, and it is a temperature. Depending on the humidity of the air, it is a certain temperature where water will start to condense. So we get clouds that are full of water. If we're looking at this picture and these clouds are traveling from the left side to the right, think of them as going from the west coast towards the east. These would be the Sierra Mountains. As the clouds rise over the mountain, as they hit the mountains, it makes them even colder, more water condenses out, and typically it rains. As clouds go up over the mountain, they drop their water. As they descend over the backside, they disappear because the water has been all used up. So the backside of a mountain, there is usually a wet side and a dry side to a mountain, depending on the normal weather patterns. The wet side is the side that causes the clouds to go up, and the dry side is the far side where the clouds come down and it is dry. When rain falls, it falls everywhere. What does water want to do? Water wants to go downhill. That is all it cares about. The action of gravity on water. So water falling on a mountaintop will go downhill. It will form little rivulets that turn into streams. Streams meet creeks. Creeks meet rivers. Rivers go into lakes or the ocean. So that is all the water system. As the water is traveling down, you can see underneath here is what's called groundwater. And then there's seepage under that. The seepage, actually, I believe, is coming in from the ocean. But the groundwater is just when the water moves across the land, it tends to be absorbed and percolate down. Again, water is always trying to go down. So where it ends up is in the groundwater table. In a swamp, the groundwater is right at the surface. If you step out your door at your house, it will just be, your lawn or something. If you drill down, you will hit what's called the water table. That is where the groundwater is. That's where people put wells in. Okay. So Everywhere, whether on the land or on the ocean, if it's hot, water is going to be evaporating and moving up. Then it condenses into clouds. The clouds create rain, rain falls down, and it all runs off. That is the cycle of, or it's a loop, the water cycle. Water evaporates, cools, condenses, precipitates out, runs off to be captured, and then evaporate again. All right? Any questions, problems? Does that all make sense? Ooh, transpiration. Transpiration is a good one. Transpiration is like transpiring. It's when we breathe. Plants transpire too, and they can release moisture. All right, wild weather. Wild weather, we're not looking that much at, but this is, giant tornadoes, tropical cyclones, extreme sandstorms, massive electrical storms. The weather is seemingly getting more and more extreme as climate change seems to exacerbate. If anyone thinks that climate change is a new issue, that only man produces climate change, this is where the big argument comes in. Is it man-made or not? Climate change is why we have farming. Climate change is something that man, or Homo sapiens, has had to deal with throughout our existence. Things happen to change the climate, and it makes it so that we can or can't live in certain places. What happened for agriculture, which we will be getting into, is the idea that these were hunter-gatherer troops coming out of Africa. They settled in Southeast Asia, the Tigris-Euphrates valleys, Iraq and Iran, the Fertile Crescent. There was such abundance of game and grains and things like that, they did not need to move on. So they ended up becoming more sedentary and becoming a larger community. This is the problem. Hunter-gatherers could only be small groups because you couldn't travel with that many people. It required too much food. It was too much impact on the land. So here, we were able to establish ourselves, but then climate change came and dried everything up. So this wonderful place where we had been able to get all the food we needed to survive disappeared because of climate change. The problem was our population had grown so large, we couldn't just move and follow the water like normal nomads did. We didn't want to have to kill our children in order to go out on the road because they wouldn't survive the rigors of the travel. You also would have to leave behind your elderly people because they couldn't survive the rigors of the travel. So this was very upsetting. And what happened was we developed farming, that we were so established as the crops began to disappear, we figured out ways to create the crops and grow them ourselves, all right? Okay, here's our natural system again. A natural system is just one in nature, independent of any human involvement. This is a weird one. Natural systems are self-organized and they adapt by themselves. I am not sure what emergence and path dependence is, but we're guessing that might be human system related. Okay, here's a good one. How do humans, the human to natural drivers and feedback, how do humans affect natural systems? Human systems cause changes in the natural systems and strengthen existing changes. We hunt, we kill off animals, populations. We light fires, they're forest fires. We domesticate animals. We expand land under tillage for food crops. We get rid of good soil for growing things to build buildings on. City building are all ways that humans influence natural systems. Now, natural to human drivers and feedback are also available. Natural system causes changes in the human system and strengthens existing changes. So these are things like long-term drought or rainfall increases. Flooding or drought certainly affect people. Collapse of wildlife or plant populations. If there are no animals, it's very hard to eat. Climate warming or cooling. These all are how natural systems affect humans. Okay. So here is another one of these Venn diagrams. So the environment contains everything. Society, economy, and ecology all come together in the environment. These are Venn diagrams, and you can see where things overlap. So in the center here is where society, economy, and ecology all overlap. Ecology and society overlap, society and economy, economy and ecology overlap. So society, the economy, and the ecology, those all have to be taken into consideration when trying to exploit natural systems. Okay, here's our crazy little people on Mars. We still don't know why they're there. Environment versus technology. Technology is the single largest impact on the environment. Man-made technology is exploitive of natural systems. That is how we get coal, gas, oil to burn in our furnaces. That's how we get bricks, gold to put in our teeth or in our pockets, silver. These are all exploitive techniques that you are using technology to exploit natural resources. Wood is the growing answer to climate change. Growing trees absorbs carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, storing it as a carbon in wood, leaves, and other organic matter. If a tree dies and decays or it is burnt, CO2 is released back into the atmosphere. It's like a bank. You're putting it in, you're taking it out, adding to greenhouse gases. When wood is used, it stores carbon up to 50% of the dry weight of the wood for life, helping to tackle climate change. Replanted or regrowing young trees absorbs more CO2 and they store it as they emit oxygen. Oxygen is what plants respire. Plants breathe out oxygen. They breathe in carbon dioxide to facilitate the photosynthetic process. Okay? Let me think. Yeah. And this is human design impacts on the environment. These are things like commercial fishing, shipping, oil terminals, fractionating, let's see, mining, hydropower, building big factories. What else? Oh, agriculture down here. All right. So these are different cycles. See, there's stratosphere. Here's the troposphere. Photosynthesis moves CO2 between plants and the atmosphere. This one is a little hard to read and digest. So airplanes are putting CO2 out. Sometimes it's getting sequestered in the oceans, but also having too much CO2 in the atmosphere is acidifying our oceans. Oceans are absorbing carbon dioxide and becoming more acidic. Look, there's a volcano that's emitting CO2. So this is the carbon cycle, okay? All right, so we are done with our presentation. Okay. All righty. Modules. get down to here. Okay. Let me just quickly, I want to show everyone how to do your vocab quizzes because some people had questions. All right. So first off, know that the words of your vocab quiz are in the parentheses on the assignment. Sometimes they are more than one word. So our words this week are environment and natural systems. The way I do my vocab quiz, luckily I can preview it for you. So the first thing it's going to ask me is, what is the vocabulary? If you have not done your vocabulary quiz that is due tomorrow, do it with me right now. Okay? So what is the first vocabulary term from the lesson? Oh, I don't know. Let me click on the lesson and take a look. Well, that's not it. That's not it. Oh, look, environment. That's my first term. All right, so I'm going to come in and go, the first word is environment. If I could only spell. Probably spelling counts. Okay, what can my term be defined as? Well, let's go in here and see if I can find a definition for environment. Oh, there it is. Actually, I'm just going to copy the whole thing. That's my idea. You might need to make a copy of your presentation to do this. So I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to say environment may be defined as the surroundings or conditions in which a person, animal, plant, or plant lives and operates. I'm also going to give a little attribution from the presentation. That's where I got this. If I got it from Webster's Dictionary, I just put from Webster's Dictionary in there. All right, now I need a picture. So I'm supposed to go to Google. Okay, let's look up environment. And then look at images. What's an environment? Oh, look, I like that one. That's my kind of environment. So I'm going to save this image as, oh, in my Black History project. So, oh, Hopetoun Falls. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to my quiz and I'm going to insert it. So I'm going to click on images, right? Upload image. I want my FOT online. Where is my Black History project? Oh, I know. They're probably in photos. There's Black History project. Hopetoun Falls. Okay. So I'm going to open that. There it is. Let's submit it. Okay. So there's my environment. I might want to make it a little smaller so that I can actually show the whole thing. All right. So that's my environment. All right. And I think I know what this is perfectly. So I'm going to say I'm a 4. Okay. What's the second word? Ooh, second word. Let's go back up to the top of the assignment. Second word's going to be natural systems right here. The words are always in the parentheses at the top of the assignment. So the word is : natural systems. Okay, I think I even know the definition of natural systems. So let's say natural systems can be okay. Natural systems can be defined as any systems in nature that have no input from man. That's my thought for natural systems. Okay, and now I just need a picture. All right, tells me to go to Google. Go natural system. And let's see. Oh, I don't want videos. I want images. Well, actually, there's a natural system. An anthill. Same thing, I'm gonna save my image as my Black History project. I save that, I go back to my quiz. I upload my image, natural systems, shebang. Ooh, but I can't really see it. So I'm gonna shrink. If you click on it, that brings out your corners and then you can squish it down to make it fit. Okay. And I think I know natural systems too. That's it. That's all you've got to do. All right. So now, what I need from everyone today is your worksheet for 10 points with who are the 3 people you're interested in and who is the 1 person that you're going to do your project on. Let me just stop sharing for a moment and share this. No, no, no. Sorry, this is not working the way I intended. All right, hang on. Where is my... Oh, there it is. Okay. There's my... Okay. So this, I just wanted to show. A lot of people are just giving me names in the 3 candidates. That's okay. I'm not going to take off for that. But if you can just tell me a little something about your candidates, it makes it more fun for me. So this one is Valerie Thomas, former Associate Chief of NASA's Space Science Data Operations. Shirley Ann Jackson, second African-American woman to earn a doctorate in physics. 18th president of Rensselaer Polytech. Wow, Rensselaer's a big school. Mary Jackson, aerospace engineer and mathematician, NASA's first Black female engineer. Cool. All right, everyone has done a great job once you've picked the person. I'm just saying it would be nice to see what the claim to fame of the people you're picking from are, just because a lot of the names I don't recognize or know what their background is. That's all. So this is what is due today by the end of the day. I want you to have 3 candidates you are considering, and then who are you going to do your project on? And I just love some of the explanations. This one says, I chose Valerie Thomas as she has invented the illusion transmitter, the first device to allow images to be sent from space to Earth. Wow. Her technology has also been developed for use in surgery and entertainment technology. I also wanted to focus on a woman as female Black technologists face the hurdles of both sexism and racism. Oh yes, this is one of my wife's favorite questions. Which is it easier to be, a woman or a Black man? And she felt that, Barack Obama's not, winning the presidency and Hillary Clinton not, was an example showing that it's actually easier to be a Black man in today's world than it is to be a woman, no matter what race you are from. I don't say that that is true. I think things have changed a lot, but it is still an issue. Just like race relations and everything are still an issue. Things are a lot better. We have come a long way as a country and as a people, but we still have a long way to go. My grandmother chained herself to the White House fence for women's suffrage in 1921. That's 100 years ago. Women couldn't vote, and they were upset about it. Let me tell you. My grandmother's biggest regret was that she wasn't arrested. That's an interesting little window. Okay, so we have about 10 more minutes. Is anyone having trouble finding who they want to do their story on? Is there anything you would like me to be demonstrating? Do you want me to try and make some slides?
Could you make a template, like a slide template?
What's that?
Could you make a slide template?
Sure. Okay, so. Okay. Anytime, now I learned this last time, if I went straight to Google Slides, it's tricky. If you open any Google slide doc, you will see file here. Well, actually, hang on. So here, if I flipped on, if I click there, now it does have it. That's so funny. See, here's the background button. So what I did was I clicked on the slides home, and that sent me here. I clicked the plus to make a new presentation. Okay, and what we need at least 7 slides. So let's start out with 7. So I go to insert down here, new slide. And since I'm a Mac person, I know once I do something, I can hit Command Y and repeat it. Otherwise, I just keep going, insert, slide, insert, slide. Okay, so this is how I just make a blank template. All right, if I want, I could go, well, what's easiest probably is just to go to Google, right? If you didn't know how to get to your slides, I am guessing slides
Mr.
are right
Smith,
here in Google.
we can't see the
Oh,
slide.
you can't see anything. Good point, because I'm not showing my desktop. Thank you. I apologize. You think I'd know better. I'm going to show you my desktop, and you get to see it in all its glory. Okay, so what I was saying was if you go into any slide presentation, you can always click this yellow slides home. And if you click this, you're going to make a new presentation. Okay, and this has background, layout, theme, transition. Remember, I couldn't find that last time. I don't know why. What I do want to do is make more slides. The way I make more slides is the insert. Insert new slide. So there's 2. If I have a Mac, I can hit Command Y after I do some command and repeat that command ad nauseum. But if not, I'm just going in, insert, slide, insert, slide, and I don't want format. I want insert, slide. Okay, so now I have my 7 slides, right? If I want to, oh, okay. So if I want to put a color in my slides, I can just click on here and do that. I think if I wanted all my slides to have color in them, I think I click there to highlight them all. And then I would go background, go. Okay, now all my slides are colored. If I want to put an image in there, okay, so say I wanted an image in my title slide. Maybe I'm going to take out the color. Okay, we've got about 5 more minutes. Let me look at what I have in my, so I go to background, I'm going to upload, I want to browse. All right, so if this was my Granville Woods project, I was going to start with Granville's gravestone as my title page. Okay, it's a little busy. It's not the best. But then what do I need on my title page? I go back to my instructions and I say, who is your project on? My name, the date, class name, period. Okay. Okay, so I am going to add a title. I'm going to move this up. Don't want that. Let's see. What color is going to work on this? I am thinking border color, fill color. Oh, we got to hit these buttons. A lot of these things like text color is you've got to hit these 3 buttons to get extra stuff to pop up. I'm going to try some white. Okay. Oh, yes, there's the plus. Okay, see, I am a terrible slide maker. Somebody's saying all I need to do is hit the plus to add a slide. Martin's dying to see how to do the vocab quizzes again. Let me just work on this. All right, that looks okay. So now I'm going to need another text box for me. I think I might want that a little bigger too. So what do I need? I've got my title, my name, date, class name, period. Okay. So I'm going to say, why isn't my text? Oh, I know, because I'm in a new thing. So I got to reset my text to being white. Okay, we got 1 more minute. William F. Swift, Foundations of Technology, period 8. And it is 2/16/2021, not 2012. Now I'm going to make that bold, make it a little bigger. Okay, so that's basically my cover slide. All right, and we're going to get rid of you. Boy, that doesn't look good. We could work on that. Okay, class is over. Okay, I will go over the what's the name for this assignment? You're going to create your, well, this is the Black History meets technology. The big assignment is Black History meets technology. The vocab quiz is going to be, hang on, let's get back to, that's not helping me. Environment and natural systems are our words for the vocab quiz. Okay, everyone can go. We are done.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
What did you post? Did you post the slides, the template?
I'm not posting slides. I'm showing you how to make them. You need to make your slides.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's not hard. Just literally, just put in Google, go to that little square, and then click the yellow slide icon. Then you just click plus and do it. I can do it again if you want. Here,
I'm gonna.
here,
Okay.
hang on. I'll show you. So all you do is you just go to Google. You're going to click on these these things. Slides is right here. You click that, then you just click the plus. That gives you one slide. Apparently, if you click the plus sign here, you can add all the other ones you need. Okay? Does that make sense, Shepson?
It makes sense.
Okay. And this is the background button. When you click that, it will let you make a color, or you can put an image in the background. That's if you don't want to just put your photo right on top of it.
Okay.
Okay?
And,
Don't worry, we'll have more time next class. We still have 2 more classes to work on this.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay?
So I guess what would be to kind of like make sure I stand on like kind of like a schedule to make sure everything's like completed by, I don't know when it's actually due, but for right now, what do you think would be best to do? Like just for today or till next class?
For next class, just do your quiz. So, do the vocab quiz. Did you want me to show you that again?
Please.
Okay, well, I'll go through that, do the vocab quiz, but then you need to get in your worksheet. Okay, so let me just show you first, all right? Hang on. Just gonna go for the whole desktop. Okay. So, come on, let's get to a module. So if you look down in last week's or last class, you want the worksheet for Black History Month assignment, okay? So just click on here and then get the worksheet. All it's asking you for is who are the 3 candidates that you're interested in doing your project on, and who did you pick? Okay, that's due today. So you need to get that in so that you know who you're going to be doing your big project on. But what's also due is our vocab quiz. That's due tomorrow. So if you can, do that worksheet first thing.
So worksheet and vocab quiz.
Yes.
All right. Oh,
So all the worksheet is 3 people you're considering doing your project on, and who did you finally pick to do it? And tell me why.
I forgot
and
the information again.
I liked him. He looked really cool, is perfectly good.
I forgot that information again because we was doing if I remember correctly, it was a project concerning Black inventions, right?
Black inventors. Well, it's technologists, really. It's all right here. So if you look right in today's module, this is the assignment. If you want to look at it, this will tell you everything that's in here. So you're going to do your assignment. It's 30 points. It's going to have a title slide, 5 slides about the inventor or innovator, 1 slide for your attributions. Okay.
And then it has a list right there.
So that's all right there. The only tricky thing is the worksheet is down in the one below. So it's just the worksheet for Black History Month. So let me show you the vocab quiz. All right.
Just let me know when you have it up. So
Once you open your vocab, you just click on it. Here it is. So when I put this in preview, it's going to show you. But all I do, so it says, what is the vocabulary term from the lesson? Our words are always in the title of the assignment. So our words are environment and natural systems. You never have to look anywhere else. All right. So right with me while I'm doing this, just copy environment and say the word, not the rod. The word is environment.
Okay, let me go to the quiz because hold on. Let me go see what
Sure.
See, because I took this quiz last week and the questions were somewhat confusing. So I couldn't tell if they was asking about the words on the slide. I didn't know what was necessarily the lesson either. I thought that was referring to the slides.
Okay.
The lessons, because I noticed there's lessons attached to the quiz.
But don't worry. These quizzes are going to be the exact same way every single week. Nothing is going to change. So once you get this figured out, this should just be an easy slam dunk. Okay, all you've got to do is, give me the word, which is in the title of the assignment. Your term can be defined as, if you look it up in the dictionary, I am fine with that. But you need to tell me you got it from Webster's dictionary. Our definitions are usually better because they're technology definitions, which can be a little weird. All I need to do to get my definition is I'm going to click here, and this is going to open the PowerPoint. All right. So I'm just going to go to my slide that says environment, and I'm just going to, you might not be able to copy off the slides. If you make a copy of the whole presentation, if you go in here and say, make a copy entire presentation, just click that.
Just give me 1 second, because I
Sure.
haven't opened the slides yet. Just give me 1 second.
No.
I didn't want to cut you off while you was talking. I just had to find it.
No worries.
You say it's the PowerPoint, or is it this?
Well, it's not, it's the presentation. It's all going to be Google Slides. So if you look in the quiz, the PowerPoint 2 right here is where the presentation is.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm in my quiz, right? And up at the top of it, it actually has my PowerPoint. So all I got to do is click on this and it's going to pop out. What I was saying is sometimes you won't have permissions to copy off a slide. So the way to get around that, like the worksheets, is just to make a copy of them. So you just go File, make a copy of entire presentation. Do that. Once you have the copy, you can do anything to it. You can copy it, you can print it, you can do whatever. But what I want you to be able to do is just copy right here. Environment may be defined as the surroundings or conditions in which a person, animal, or plant lives and operates. I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to take it to my quiz, and it's going to say your term can be defined as, and I'm just dropping that whole, no, that's not right. Come on. I had it all nicely copied, I swear. Come on, here we go. This time it's going to work. All right, so environment may be defined as the surroundings or conditions in which a person, plant, or animal lives or operates. And I'm going to give myself a little attribution from the presentation. All right, so then I just need a picture. So typically what I do is, you're supposed to go to Google. So our word is environment. I just put environment in Google and then look at pictures. Pick one out that I like. So I go to images, and I like this one, this thing. So I made a copy of that picture. And now I can upload it. There's my files.
I tried to take this quiz last week, and a lot of the questions they said were wrong, but mainly I was getting very confused with the first.
If you did it last week, I haven't graded that. What you're seeing that somehow you got a 20 on it.
I think I had something less than that. I don't think I.
No. I said it in class. These quizzes automatically give you a 2. And that's because of this question 4 and question 8. What is your level of understanding of this term? It's going to give you a point no matter what you say, whether you say 1, 2, 3, or 4. So
you haven't graded the quiz yet.
I understand that, but these questions are special. They have a algorithm in them that makes it give you 1 point no matter what.
Yeah.
So every time you turn in a quiz, it is going to say you have a 20 on it. That means I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah, I definitely understood that. But yeah, basically what I was saying was like, I didn't know that you haven't read it.
Right. No, I'll always tell you when you're wrong. I'll typically always tell you what you need. You know, usually it's either you forgot, you got the wrong word, it's not quite the right definition. I'll usually give you points for that and give you the right definition, something like that. I'm never going to give you like a failing mark and not tell you what's going on or how to fix it.
Are you talking about like?
And you can also fix these. You can resubmit your vocab quizzes.
Yeah, I already. Okay. Because I took the quiz already. I just didn't know that you.
No. Every single, once a week, once every week and a half, we're going to have the same style vocab quiz, but it's going to have different words.
That helps a lot.
So that's what I mean. We're going to keep doing these all through the year, and they are never going to change. The words are going to be in the top. The definition is in the presentation, and you just need an image from Google.
Yeah, I appreciate you keeping it the same way. It makes it less confusing.
No. Well, thank Mr. Ball, who created this course. But that was his feeling, that particularly in online, having something consistent that you understand, you know how to deal with.
Yeah,
it just makes your life a little less stressed.
Yeah, for real.
So, and all we're trying to do is make your life a little easier, and mine too.
Appreciate it.
We're all stressed. This is really difficult for everyone. So we're just trying to make it, and for me, even when you're copying these things like environment and the definition, you're still looking at it. You're still copying it in and you're making sure that it says the right thing. You're getting these definitions. It's just a little, I'm not forcing you to memorize them, but we keep going over them. It's just ways, that idea that you need to do things 3 different ways until it sticks. Yeah. Some people are visual learners, some are auditory, some kinesthetic, they got to write it down.
What's auditory?
Are you?
I said, what is auditory?
Ear.
Oh, you got the ear.
My wife is a visual learner. You can tell her how to get somewhere 6 times. Unless she sees it, she doesn't remember it. It's the way that she learns. She needs to see it in writing before it sets in her mind. We all have different learning styles. We all do this differently. So it's a question of how to optimize things. Okay?
Right. Question. I already took the quiz, so would you still grade it, even though I already took it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because I don't want to take the same quiz again. Because I didn't know.
So did you already do this one?
Right. I already did this one.
Okay. So don't worry. Either make sure that you've done the last one or there'll be more to come.
Okay. So I guess then all I have left is just a worksheet.
All you have to do is just do that worksheet and think about, how you're going to tell this person's story. And hopefully you can find someone that means something to you, that does something that you like, or, somebody found, like an Olympian who was also an engineer and did all kinds of stuff. I want you to feel that you're learning about something you'd like to learn about.
Right. I agree.
It helps.
A lot. It's more.
All right, my friend. Let's see where you get to. We will play this again at the end of the week.
Okay. So
such a pleasure to work with you.
You too. So just so
all right,
we're on the same page before we go. I'm not saying like, is there a certain criteria we need to meet by the next time we have the next class? But personally, like, where would you see that's a reasonable criteria to meet by the time me and you come back to class? Like, what would you think would be?
What?
Like, okay, basically, like, what would you expect from me by the time that we meet back to class?
Okay. I just want you doing a little research on whoever you want to do your project on.
All right.
That's really what you're, that's the big points. The big project is 30 assessment points. Our warm-ups are all, practice points. The assessment are what are going to get you good grades. So all you need to do is just, start doing a little research on your person. But I tell you, keep a Word doc open so you can copy the URL of any information that you get onto a blank sheet. So you have those links to put in your citations at the end.
And what did you call it?
So what I'm saying, look at me. So when I'm looking up, I want to do something on Granville Woods. All right. So I'm going to look up Granville Woods. What the heck? Oh, Wikipedia page. I don't want to make my citation. Okay. So I'm going to go to Ohio History Central. All right. And this has got a big thing on Granville Woods. All right. I am going to keep just a blank Word doc open.
I couldn't hear you for a moment. The connection was unstable.
I got you. Don't worry. Hang on. I'm showing you. So this is the web page that I found for Granville Woods. All right. I'm just starting to do my research. So I go to Granville and I'm going to read a little. I'm just going to copy the URL out of here. And I'm going to say Granville Woods. Oh, and it's Ohio History Central. And the only reason I'm doing this is so I have a trail of breadcrumbs to the different websites that I've looked at. Because let's see, Granville is African-American inventor, born April 23rd, 1856. You need to have some annotations of where you got your information from at the end of the project. That's all I'm saying. So as you look at web pages, just copy down that URL and drop it on a blank sheet. And that way you'll have them when it comes time to do your citations. So like if I go back to fabulous Grenville, okay, so what else is out there about it? Look, from biography.com. That seems like a good one. All right, so I'm going to grab that URL. Biography.com. Okay. So that probably has about, look, there you are. Hello. So good to see you.
Yeah.
So I can probably, I don't want to subscribe to biography.
What was the Word document called again? You say it's called a Word doc?
Yeah, I just said to make a blank Word doc.
How do you do that?
Well, you go to, like for me, I just go to Word on the bottom. You guys might have it. It might be part of your MS 365.
You talking about Google Docs?
Google Docs, fine. Word is just the program. It's Microsoft Word. But a Google Doc does the exact same thing. Right. So yeah, if you just keep a Google Doc open that's blank, right, I'm just making a place where I can drop these URLs so that when I'm done and I write up my thing on Grenville Woods, I can say, oh, I looked at Ohio History Central, for Granville Woods, and this was the URL. And I also looked at biography.com to try and make my citations at the end of the project. Right, saying who I got the information from.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that'll work. And there's only 3 people we're picking, right?
You're picking 3 people that you like and then choosing one of them. You're only doing your project on one person.
All right.
You're out of the thousands of Black inventor, technologists, etc. You're narrowing it down to 3, and then from those 3, you're picking one. And that's all that needs to go on that worksheet. The first three names, then the name of who you're working on and why did you like them. And I'm not asking you for a treatise on why you like them. It's, Grenville Woods. I like Grenville Woods because he's called Black Edison. And I'd never heard of him before. And I wanted to learn more about who Black Edison was. Just be honest. Why is this person appealing to you? I'm interested in what makes you interested. Again, I try and make my course so that you actually want to do it as opposed to feel it as a punishment, which I certainly felt when I was a student.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, no. But the
it.
bottom line is the only person your education is going to help is you. It's not going to help your mom. It's not going to help your dad. Maybe you won't come home and live with them. That is a big bonus. But I thought education was a punishment cooked up by my parents and the government to get me out of the house 8 hours a day, And finally in 10th grade, I got an elective and they said, what do you want to learn? And I said, no, that's not the way the game's played. You tell me what to do. I do as little as possible to pass. And that's how we do it. And they go, no. What do you want to learn? I was like, what do I want to learn? I was like, nobody's ever asked me that. And it was that I could take an English elective. And so I had a choice of like 3 different things. And it blew my mind because all of a sudden I saw, gee, the only person this education is really going to help in the end is me, right? My mom and my dad aren't going to be with me at my job interview and stuff. It's only helping me. And what is it I want to do? Because I hadn't thought of that before that. I just was all I was trying to do was pass. I was just trying to get over the bar. That's what my parents wanted. That's what I was doing. But once I realized this is just for me, what do I want to do? And for me, it was biology. I love nature. I love the perfection of nature. The idea that if 10 atomic bombs blow up today and wipe everyone off the face of the earth, in 2 million years, the planet Earth will be back where it was. It'll be covered in life and, natural systems are amazing. So I love that. And I didn't want to be a doctor. I liked ecology and environmental science. And then I ended up working in television. Go figure.
Wow.
Got to keep busy. All right. So do your best and we'll check in on next class and we can go over together and do things together too, if you'd like.
All right. That'd be great. I have a question. If you don't mind me asking, what era was this that you had school in?
Which era was what?
Which era did you have school? Like, which era did you participate in school?
Oh, me? I went to school, this is 70s, 80s. I graduated from college in 85.
That must have been a different time period for real.
So yeah, I was born in 62. So I was like a child of the 60s. 60s, 70s were wild times. There was a lot going on. President Nixon, if you think President Trump's bad, you missed out on Nixon.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
No, but it was very similar. You knew that this just was not right. It's ideally school is improving. I think the whole idea of projectized learning is a great thing. The idea of, like particularly for COVID, you guys working on projects that mean something to you, learning how to build a slideshow, learning these things, those are skills that are going to stay with you. They're things that you learn where when I make you memorize it out of a book, it's not as part of you as when you had to make it yourself. Yeah. So working on projects is just a great way to learn and expand your mindset. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, my friend, you are on till we meet again.
All right, thank you.
And we're not quite sure what Carla is doing, but she's still in here.
Yeah.
Carla, you still in here? We're pretty sure she stepped away.
Yeah. All right. I enjoyed talking to you. It was a good talk.
My pleasure. So
I'll
good
see
to
you
see you.
Good to